Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi everyone, CeeChronicles here, back again with another fragrance video. I post fragrance related content guys on this platform, and if you're new, I'd very much appreciate it if you did consider joining us by subscribing. Now, if you're returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Kindly check out my second channel, CeeChronicles Unscripted, where I focus on my life outside fragrance reviews. I'm going to leave the link of that channel in the description box. In the same description box, I have a PayPal link, guys, if you'd like to donate to this channel. Why I created that link, guys, is I rely solely on AdSense and views because I do not have a thank you button, paid promotions, affiliate links, paid partnerships due to geographic location. I am located in Zimbabwe, so if you feel you want to contribute anything towards the purchases of some of the fragrances on this channel, I very much appreciate that. Today we have fragrances I used the most in the year 2023. Sondos, guys, is at this mark because I still haven't replaced it. If you watch my channel, you will know that I always talk about replacing this one, and I haven't. Now, if I turn it around like this, you'll see that it's almost gone. So I just said to myself, I don't want to finish it and throw away the bottle and then completely forget about it. Love this caramel toned fragrance. It's crisp, it's feminine, it's heavy, it's long lasting, it's beastly. It's just a must have, guys. This will not disappoint. So absolutely love Sondos. Guys, is one of my favorites that I did bathe in the year 2023. The next one that I used the heck out of is this one. This one is Glacier Belle from the house Maison Alhambra, a clone of Jean-Paul Gaultier's Label. Not going to repurchase this one. Very pleasant fragrance, but very light to my nose, so I'm not going to repurchase it because there are other fragrances out there that perform better than this, but it does nail that DNA. Just to my nose doesn't last that long. Some I use the most because I do not like the profile that much and I just want to get rid of it. And an example of that is going to be this one. And you might be surprised, why would I bring a fragrance and say I used it the most, but I do not like it? I was using this with tricks of layering, okay? This was one of the not so cheap ones from the Lattafa Pride collection that I blind bought. And when it turned out, it was, to my nose, just a leathery, fruity kind of concoction that I'm not going to miss when it's finished. Okay, so I just told myself I'm going to run through this bottle, as quick as I can by layering it with other fragrances and then just getting rid of it, and then I'm not going to repurchase it. And the other thing I'm going to have to highlight in this video is there could have been more dark bottles like this, but I decided to omit them because, you see, like this, you're just going by my word that I'm using this fragrance. So some of them didn't make it because they come in dark bottles or bottles that are not clear. Anyway, that's it for Raw Human. That one I'm trying to finish and I'm not going to repurchase. If you are having the same problem that I'm having with Raw Human, just try to layer it, guys. You can't even layer it with this. This is a must-have in your collection, Choco Must. This layers any fragrance that you could have a problem with. This is another beautiful fragrance on its own or for layering. This is all sherbet there, rindy orange, very sweet and very candid there, like candy forward. It's cold, vibrant orange and neroli, and this is where it's at. So that's a decent dent there for somebody who's got over 200 fragrances, if you know what I mean. So I absolutely love that, and that I'll probably repurchase if it's finished. Another one I want to show you that did not have a chance in my collection. This one I think I was done with in about 2 months, and this I bought the later part of 2023. Okay, this is Nuit de Passion, fragrance from Paris Corners Pandora line. There's a nice fragrance, guys, and another one with a beastly performance. I still haven't replaced this one, but I'm not having second thoughts as to whether I want to replace it or not. But I did enjoy this fragrance, guys, while I was using it. So this one's called Nuit de Passion. They have a red one as well, and I believe that one is inspired by Hypnotic Poison, in case you've been seeing the red one around. Okay, another fragrance that didn't get a chance with me in the year 2023, but I'm not going to repurchase, is going to be this one, guys. Le Rêve Taster Kiss. I love this. This is a Le Nuit Trésor fragrance. I love it, but why I'm not going to replace it is Le Rêve fragrances from where I am pretty hard to maybe access. They're not freely available. You will get one or two there, but it depends on the stockist. You know, they stock according to the ones they like. And this one, where I bought it from, I haven't been able to find another one. So because there are other alternatives like the Paris Corner one, I'm gonna maybe repurchase the Paris Corner one when this one is finished. But it's a beautiful fragrance overally. If you love Le Nuit Trésor, you're gonna absolutely love this fragrance. Next up is gonna be this one, Shard. Shard is another one. Had to give a rest, otherwise I would have finished this one. I thought to just leave it there and then maybe revisit it some other time. It was one of those fragrances that I used and then stopped. Okay, this is an ideal summer scent to my nose, but has the potential to cross over to other seasons. And because I live in a very hot climate, this is an easy reach for me. Crisp there, sweet, nice, fresh, that sort of thing, very feminine to my nose. It's Shard from the house of Lattafa. Now, another must-have, guys, in case you have difficult fragrances within your collection, is going to be this one. And when I say difficult fragrances, let me show you what I mean, okay? Let me just show you. This fragrance is the reason why Kismet for women is at this level. Let me show you like this so that you see how much is left of Kismet for women. Now, if you know this fragrance or you've used Kismet for women, a fragrance inspired by Killian's Good Girl Gone Bad, you will know that this DNA is not a very easy one. Okay, this is one from the three, because they have Kismet Moscow, they have Kismet for men, and then they have this one. From the three, this is one that I'd say is a bit challenging and you might need to test. However, if you're having problems with this fragrance, try to layer it. This puts like a candy tone to this, or try to layer it. I don't like talking much about Vanilla 28 because this is not a priced right fragrance, at least to me. I find that the Kali's are quite expensive, okay, for what they are. But you could try to layer with that, because this has got like a lemony, sour, kind of sour accord to it there, like a limey thing going on there, which some people don't like, and that can interpret as soapy and all. But if you want to enjoy this, Kismet for women, and you have it in your collection, before you toss it, try to play around with it, a lot, and then you'll see if playing around with it doesn't work, then you can then maybe gift it or toss it. Okay, so you could also play around with it with something like this. This soft is a very candid punch there, so it kind of adds like a very candy forward punch to a lot of fragrances. Why mine is like this is I just bought a case of them because our rehabs are very affordable there, so I just bought a case of this. So I will always have one that's either almost finished or full. Okay, so soft is another one that made me use this fragrance, guys. So it did take a knock in the year 2023. That is where it's at. But confession, I'm not gonna repurchase this after it's done. I'm not gonna repurchase it, guys. Here's another fragrance I use the heck out of. But as I said, these fragrances with these type of bottles are very tricky for you to see. This is like kind of there, if you can see that. But I avoided these opaque colors or the dark colors or whatever, because first of all, it was going to make the video last an eternity. And second of all, it's you trusting me that, okay, she says she used it, so she did. So Haya was one of those that were easy reach for me, crisp, champagne note there, strawberry tone to it, very summer forward, very floral, girly, femme fatale to an extent. So this one is one fragrance that I love a lot, and I'm probably going to repurchase this one when it's finished. That is if I can get it, because I think this one is slowly disappearing from the shelves, in traditional Lattafa style, because they keep making fragrances, and I think they end up forgetting to replenish some of the fragrances. They would have kind of like edit. Okay, here is another fragrance that pairs very well with this, and this is the reason why it's here. This, guys, is a very challenging fragrance from Fragrance World. It's called Leather So Rare. Somebody in my comment section did say, see, this is actually inspired by Guerlain, but I haven't smelled the Guerlain, so I passed this one off as closest to Tom Ford Ombre leather. But it is very woody there, very leathery there, and very heavy heavy and can come across as doing a little too much. But when I combined these two guys, I just said, okay, that's a nice mix. And then I used the heck out of this. It's because if you combine that with that, it kind of is like a perfect match made in paradise, you know, for this mix. Okay, so that is Leather So Rare, very polarizing woody scent that leans masculine to the nose. Another fragrance that I feel I have used a lot is this one. Okay, it might not look that much there, but if you consider the fact that I bought this one around September, this is really good use. And I do hand on heart think my Candid Alhambra, the black one, which is like a spicy take to this pineapple tone fragrance, is one that has taken the biggest knock. But why I didn't bring it is, what was the point of bringing a fragrance that I could not show you? But I love this pineapple based fragrance, guys, and I would probably repurchase this again. It's a profile that I absolutely love. Easy reach, especially if you come from very hot weather. It's called Rave Now. From the company Rave. Okay, another one that took a knock, guys, was this one from Fragrance World, Francique 107.9. While a lot of people love the Francique 63.55, I love this, guys. I know that Francique 63.55 is popular because it's a Gris Chanel inspiration, and I did talk about it in the Fragrance World fragrances that I featured, you know, in retrospect. And I told you, if you can't find the Liam Gray from Lattafa, which is a Gris Chanel clone, you can just go ahead and buy one that is, you know, from Fragrance World, packaged like this, but written 63.55. Now I have both. My 63.55 is nowhere near where this one is. Okay, this one is a Rouge Smoking clone. I love this, but I will probably not repurchase it because it's a fragrance that is weak when it comes to lasting power. I will not repurchase it, especially after finding this one. All right, after discovering this one, this I will not repurchase. This has got a cherry that I love, but the cherry here is so tamed. Okay, you just smell it in the background, that sort of thing. So I'm using this, and once it's used up, that's it. That's gonna be it. Now the next one is this one, guys, Emir Cherry Cola. This, though, doesn't smell like this, is the cherry that I would rather replace. Okay, the cherry based fragrance that I would rather replace. This I bought about, let me say, about first week of December, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now this is not a huge dent by any means, shape or form, but this is one fragrance that if I put on my fragrance tray, I'm gonna leave it at half, because I really enjoy this, you know, cherry and Coca-Cola combo. The lasting power is not that remarkable, but it's not as dismal as this. So what I can say about both fragrances is you've got to love that cherry note for you to appreciate them. But this performs quite dismal. They're like 4 hours. It's almost gone. But this is like maybe a 6-7 hours pushing it, and because it's about 5 weeks old, I'm still gonna give it a little bit of some credit. Maybe it will become better. This is one fragrance that I said, if I run through it after maceration and everything, it doesn't change, I'm probably just gonna go for the real thing, because I love this cherry cola, guys. I love it. It's inspired by Mancera's Tonka Cola. Another fragrance that I had a difficult time with when I purchased was this one. Now, what I can say about Alia by Albatania, which is Albatania Kususi, is this is a heady patchouli forward fragrance with a chocolate note there. When you spray this for the first time, first week, second week, and whatever, it just is a fragrance that comes across as too much. But this got a chance to get this knock of my collection while we were in winter, okay, because this is a very, to my nose, winter forward fragrance. In winter it performs perfectly, especially after it sits, you know, for a while. Otherwise, if you get it and you spray it, it comes across as just doing too much. But after it sits, it kind of gives you like wafts of even Casablanca, if you will, like a caramel chocolate tone fragrance. It does feel as though it's cut from the same DNA. So I did enjoy this one. Will I repurchase it? No, I'm not going to repurchase it because it's a fragrance I had to negotiate with. But I just wanted to show you guys that this Albatania Kususi is one fragrance I also did commit to using in the year 2023. 3. Another one that I wanted to show you is Muna from the house of Lattafa. Now, if you're an OG on my channel, you will know that Muna is a fragrance I introduced to you, I think about September, earliest August, otherwise September. I introduced this fragrance to you and you can see where it's at. So it's a fragrance I absolutely enjoy, guys. I had said to myself after I finish this, I'm going to repurchase, but because of what Lattafa is doing, maybe I'm going to save my coins on repurchasing fragrances and wait for it, because obviously they're going to give us better and better, or whatever discoveries. Even if they're not better, I would rather save my coins to buy new fragrances altogether, than to keep restocking the same thing. The one I'm going to replace is this one, guys, when it runs out. This is Nashit. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see the dent in this. Anyone who has this bottle will know that you cannot see the dent in this. Well, there is a way, if you really are obsessed with fragrances, to check, to what extent it's gone, especially if it's in a dark bottle. You put it in the freezer, right? And then you take it out the following day. Where the frost starts is exactly where the fragrance is. So that's a free tip right there. I love Nashit. It's a Nishani Ani dupe. So I'll always have this, guys, in my collection. And it's one of those fragrances that when I spray, I'm like, crossing my fingers that something will come out, because I'm pretty sure this has taken a knock to an extent that there could be just maybe even less than 10 mils left in this bottle. Okay, so this is a favorite of mine and a must have. I'll definitely repurchase. Ooh, the space is smelling absolutely beautiful, after that spritz that I did there. Another fragrance I wanted to show you is Mocha Wood. Mocha Wood is at this level simply because I decided to give it to just let it rest, to give it a break. Okay, I bought this one and it was one of those that I just would go on my dresser and think, what am I going to wear? And then I'll just pull Mocha Wood and spray that, pull Mocha Wood and spray that. And then I thought, no, I think this has had just about enough. Let me give it a break. Otherwise, this would have been finished. So this was fragrance I introduced to my collection in 2023, but it is up. It's now, close to half, because I've been using the heck out of Mocha Wood. Oh yeah, and somebody told me it's actually Mocha Wood. Guys, please, just bear with me. I'm doing the best I can. I wish I could pronounce everything the way it should be pronounced. It's not deliberate. Sometimes you see like this. To me, it's Heba or Heba. I'm going to pronounce it the way I would pronounce words in English, unless, I say, for instance, commit to training myself to pronounce things certain ways. And if you follow my channel, you will know that I'm trying. Like, I used to say Guerlain. This is me now saying Guerlain, okay? I used to say Givenchy before. Now I know better. It's Givenchy, okay? So please bear with me if I botch some of these, names. I'm doing the best I can, because when you're creating content and you get an inspiration to do a video, you just want to do it. Sometimes you don't really care to say, okay, let me check. What does Heba or Heba mean in Arabic? Should I make sure I pronounce it well? For all I know, the H might be silent. So please bear with me. Okay, anyway. That was quite a mouthful, wasn't it? Anyway, this is Heba, okay? And this fragrance is a little bit heady, but I love that it's built around guavas. And there are not so many fragrances you're going to find on the market that are built around guavas. Now, when I say guava, the note guava itself shouldn't scare you. It's just a tease, if you will, because trust me, I have guavas in the garden, and it's a thin line between them smelling like a nice fruit or number 2. If you have guavas, you know what I mean. I mean, if you don't know this, then you haven't interacted with guavas. If you know guavas, you will know that it's a thin line between them smelling really nice and smelling like number 2. So this does not smell like number 2, guys. I bought it because I wanted to enjoy that guava note, and it doesn't really make it just about the guava note. It becomes a floral, fruity, sweet, feminine, patchouli forward type of scent. So it's on this level. Not going to repurchase. Not that I do not like it. And by this, I mean, say somebody gifted me that fragrance, I would wear it, but I'm not going to repurchase it because, of course, like I said, there are new discoveries that are coming, even from Paris Corners. There are new fragrances that they're launching. So I would rather maybe spend my coins on some of those new launches than to keep maybe bringing back certain fragrances unless I'm absolutely obsessed with them. Okay, this I introduced to you the last part of 2023. This is Mouge Ice Age. Okay, this was supposed to be an Amouage clone. I don't know if it is still, I haven't double checked, but this is here. So for my collection, this is one fragrance that I'll say I've used a lot. I love this. I love how different it is. It's almost musky. It's almost powdery. I don't know how to explain this one, but from the lot, this was the one that was very different. Okay, the other ones had that type of thing that, well, I'm not going to miss you if you're gone, but this one was the one that had like the hook line, if you will. So this is a nice one, guys, from the lot. The DNA in itself is different enough to own or to add to your collection. Another one that's a staple in my collection is Mats Vanille. This I use to layer as well, but it's a good standalone fragrance. Okay, it's a good standalone fragrance. If you're an OG, you will know I did show you 4 bottles of this as backups because I picked it up for $15, and when I sprayed it for the first time, I just had to go and loot. Like, I just had to grab as much as I could. That was hoarder mentality, by the way. It's not a good thing, okay? It's just how we are on this channel and we just say things like that. Mats Vanille is nice. If you have a fragrance that's complicating you, unfortunately, from the ones I've picked, I don't have anything to show you, but let me see if there is one that could pair well with Musk Vanille. Let's say maybe, I don't want to bring back that Kismet. Because it will look then like my brain is just stuck on one thing. Let's say this one. I haven't tried the pear, but I'm pretty sure this can put like an extra vanilla weight to this. So if you're having problems with certain fragrances like this can just, you know, especially the vanilla forward fragrances there with the musk, they are pretty good for layering. So this is a staple in my collection. Will I repurchase more on top of the other 4? No, guys. I think I'm okay now. I mean, the madness is over. The other one I wanted to show you, which I'm not going to repurchase, but just wanted to show you where it's at. Anna Abied Rouge. Okay, so this is as good as done, and I'm probably not going to use this at all again, because if you saw my perfume collection video, I said once certain perfumes hit a certain mark, I don't touch them. So this is just going to be for reference point, but just wanted to show you that this is where it's at. Out of the 4, this was my favorite. However, it was dethroned by, what's the name of that one? It says Ajal, but I do have it somewhere. It says Ajal. It's from Lattafa as well, and it's a better rendition of the BR540. It's a more long-lasting one. Oh God, I've forgotten. I'm going to put it on the screen. Okay, so this is not going to be replaced because of the one that they ended up introducing, because this is like a lighter take and stuff, but it's an enjoyable fragrance nonetheless. If they hadn't introduced that ijal something, the ijal is the Arabic word, but there is an English word there that's it's just gonna annoy me now. Okay, anyway, I move. So because they introduced that second one, I'm not going to repurchase this, but it was a fragrance that I enjoyed while I had. We're almost done, guys. In fact, let me just show you some of the other ones. I love this for nostalgic purposes. Suzanne, okay, from our rehab. I don't like the bottle, and the bottle is the reason why I will not repurchase it. I think the bottle is ugly. The only reason why I contend with a soft bottle, which is uglier than this one, is because the juice here is kind of like an all-rounder. I can layer it with other fragrances, so this I'll always have. I actually bought a case of, so I'll always have, but I'm not obsessed with this bottle. But it's a nice incensey fragrance that's gonna remind you a lot of Amarish. Okay, Amarish. If you like that Amarish from Givenchy, this is one for you. Okay, you can totally purchase this. I really did enjoy it while it did last. This is what's left of it. So that's it when it comes to that, guys. And with this is not like maximum usage, okay? But why I have this bottle is, first of all, of course I wanted to show you that this is great for layering any of the difficult fragrances that you have. But I wanted to say to you, I'm going to add the other ones in my collection, especially the pomegranate and the mango, because I am now enjoying this musk concoction from Ardell Zafran. So yes, guys, I could have shown you more, but some of them come in the white, like in the solid white bottles, black bottles, or pink bottles. So it would have defeated the point, me just showing you a bottle and then hoping that you trust me that I'm using these fragrances. So these are the ones that were evidentially obvious that I have used, that I decided to show you here. So that was my 2023 damage. That's evident. There's more, obviously, and I hope you did enjoy watching this video, guys. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we'll obviously discuss more about fragrances. Kindly check out my second channel, C Chronicles Unscripted, and please do subscribe when you go there, and also turn on post notifications on both channels. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. And remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.